he was talking about how, and Stephen Greer and both gentlemen, about reverse technology and that humans have already created their own man-made UFOs. The same ones that have been spotted, the triangle shapes and the tic tacs and the dome and sphere shapes, have already been have already been done by humans, by companies, huge companies, Raytheons of the world, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Northrop Grumman, just to name a few. Mm-hmm. They have this technology, and either inside of their company or if they're working next to a different company, they are kind of the ones who are involved or under the umbrella of different factions that go beyond the U.S. government that have this technology and are purposely not putting it out for whatever reason, And it's some really crazy things that you can find out that can be done. Other theories, such as, creating a fake alien attack. So if you have all these factions that have this technology and have their own secret army, secret navy, secret air force, that want to, for whatever political agenda or whatever gain, stage an attack, this is the perfect way to do it, because the public has no know-how about what's really out there. Again, like you said before, it's either confusion or misinformation. Mm-hmm. And when I can discredit you, all I have to do is just discredit a little bit to say everything is discredited, and it's almost like that's what we're seeing right now with how the news either isn't being broadcasted or how it's slightly kind of drip fed to the American public.
Yeah. Speaking of Stephen Greer, you had this video that we're not going to play the video, but we're going to play the audio for it.
Okay.
The UFO documents used as psyops, and get your.
Valet has a CIA document describing in 1985 using man-made UFOs, reverse engineered from real ET ones, to abduct, quote, peasants, is what it says, in Brazil and Argentina in 1985 for its psychological warfare value. So you see, I'm afraid Mr. Vance was the victim of a psyop. And this is one of the big psyops or psychological warfare operations, is to convince people that, well, they don't exist at all. That was it for decades. Now they do exist, but they're a threat to us, which they're not. And if that isn't good enough, they're not aliens at all, but they're demons working from the right hand of Satan, which is not true either. So they're trying to push forward agendas to sort of deceive our leaders and the public, and they keep changing what the deception is. But Dr. Valet has a.
So that's interesting. We had a conversation yesterday, as a matter of fact, about whether or not the government was trying to. At least my point was that there are parts of the government, and no, my whole point is that the whole government, the goal is to control. But we were talking about specific sections, FBI, CIA, right, and how they're trying to control us. Mm-hmm. And so this is another way that he's saying, basically, okay, there are no UFOs. Then they change the narrative, be like, yeah, they are UFOs, but they're bad to us, right? And then he's saying they're not,
right?
Which is interesting, because it's like, how would you know?
Yeah,
right. Yeah. Whether how would you know whether they are or they aren't, unless you have encountered them?
Well, that's a great point. So Stephen Greer, he actually talks about him being either 17 or 19 years old and having an experience. Actually, there was one time that he had a near-death experience, and he said he was able to literally see the cosmos, and it was unexplained, but it was so real to him that it convinced him of his current belief system. And then he's also came into contact with an alien when he was younger, to the point that the alien touched him on the shoulder. I believe he said he was in like some type of trance or something like that, and woke up from it. I'm sure I'm butchering the story, but he's, he is stuck by, that he's, made contact, and that many people have, you know what I mean, and um, it's an interesting point how he was talking about, the abduction of of the people down in South America, and saying they're just they're just peasants, so that's the thing. So okay,